Hi guys, this is a bit of a new one for me, new venture. I've actually been asked to do a product review, and I was contacted by John Rodden of Hobbyweld and asked if I would review one of their gas products. And they sent me over this one, Hobbyweld 5, which is the closest to BOC's Arga Shield Light, which is what I normally use, and also Air Products Cougar 5. So I'm going to give it a go. You can see there what's in it, and I think these are going to be really handy for you hobby guys welding in your garages, sheds, etc., or even companies that don't do much welding, or even people that are put off by the cost of rental of a gas bottle, because these have no rental whatsoever. All you do is pay an upfront fee for your first bottle, which at the current time is £60 for this size, and that's it. If you use the gas up, you then go and get a refill at one of over 200 local suppliers throughout the UK and the Republic of Ireland. Swap over the bottle and you pay between £34 and £40 for the gas, but then that's it. You don't have to pay any more. You can, if you use it up in a week, you do it again. If you use it up in 2 years, you just go and do it again, but you don't pay any rental. I think that's a fantastic idea, because as a lot of you will know, rental on these bottles is astronomical normally. I pay fortunes on 2 bottles, so this is a fantastic idea. So, I happen to have a little welding project. Well, it's not really a project, but it's a little job. So I'm going to hook up this bottle. It goes on a normal size regulator. We'll hook it up and we'll give it a go. So I've hooked it up. You can see the regulator goes in the side rather than on the top like a big bottle, but it fits absolutely perfectly, no problem at all. You can see there's about, if it'll focus, about 2000 psi in there. So that's a good bit of gas in there. So it's not registering on the other dial because I turn it down so low that it doesn't register. I have it hardly flowing at all. I suppose I ought to have one of those little things with a little ball in, but can't be bothered. And just make sure that your bottle's attached to something solid, to the wall or a trolley or something, so it doesn't fall over. Right, I've got my jig on the bench. I'm just going to make up these, they're little boxes. Well, they're not really boxes. You'll see what they are a bit later. I'm just going to tack them up. Got this little jig I made, because they have to go in a specific way. You can see I put it there to get the right width, and then just move that back so that it sort of overlaps the edge. Just put a tack, because I want one side to be inside and one side outside, if you get what I mean. Because they have to be a specific size. The plates are actually 97mm by 100mm, so they're not actually square, so you have to make sure you get them the right way around. Anyway, just going to tack them up. Now I've got a whole bunch of these to do. Just put a mark on the side that the handle's got to go, because that's the right width. So anyway, I've got to weld down the sides, all 4 sides or all 4 corners. So I've got a load of these to do, so I'll get them done, and then I'll come back to you once I've got them done and we'll weld them up once they're tacked. Okay, so I've got them all tacked up, all this size. I've got another batch of smaller ones to do. Just going to rest it up against my magnet, put a couple of little runs on the inside, and then run down the outside on both sides. So let's see how we get on. Running okay so far. Stick down the outside here. I'll try not to blind you all too much. These Hobbyweld people do several other products, gas products, for all sorts of other different things. So if you don't use an argon type gas, they've got all sorts of others. So give them a ring. What I'm going to do is put their email address and web address in the description. So if you have a look down in the description, all their details will be there. They do oxygen, pure argon, acetylene, carbon dioxide, helium for balloons, nitrogen, and another gas which I don't know what it is, R134A. Oh, it's a refrigerant. Just looked at the info for air conditioning units. So they do lots of products, so there might be one there to suit you if welding isn't your thing. So check them out, see if there's anything there that takes your fancy. Well, so far pretty good, very little splatter, ran quite nicely. None of my welding is like show welding, it's all commercial everyday welding, and that, if I can get the camera to focus again, is pretty good. I like that. Yeah, can't see any difference between that, see the ones on the inside, and what I normally use. So yeah, gets a thumbs up so far, but that is only the first one. So I'll do a few more, see if we can get the batch done, and I'll be able to give you more of an idea. So let's crack on. If some of you find that this bottle might not be quite big enough, if you do a little bit more than just hobby welding, they do what they call an ultra, which is a slightly bigger size. This one I'm using is a 9 litre, and the ultra is a 20 litre, so you've got double, well, over double the size. It's obviously a little bit more on the deposit, but you get that much more gas in it. So if you're doing a little bit more than hobby, or you do a lot of hobby work, that might be for you. And there you go, that's another one done. Alright, what we've got to do now is put the handles on. I've got all these handles cut. All this stuff comes to me cut. It's a pretty thin tube. Can't really see there because it won't focus. It's cut at 45, it's 2 foot long. I think it's about 1.6 mil, maybe 2 mil, I'm not sure. I think it's about 1.6. I'm just going to take the burrs off so that the guys that use them don't damage their hands. Take off any burrs on the 45-degree angle. That's going to make it easier for me to weld. Quite a lot of these to do. I changed the disc from a flat disc. I don't want to waste a flat disc on doing this. So I've just put an old sanding disc on to take the burrs off. Just stuck the grinder in the vise. That's got the rest of them done. Let's go and see if we can stick a few on. So we've got them all cut. I think there's about 30 there. I've set my square to 2 inches because these are 4 inches wide. Mark the centre. Just going to tack the bottom of the handle. Just put a spot on there. And I can just check that it's upright. Sometimes I take it off and actually sort of put it on the floor as if I was using it just to check that it looks right. Yeah, it does. Other times just do it by eye from the bench. So we'll see if we can move that back a bit so I can get round it. And we'll see if we can whiz round it. running nicely around there. You can see how I've braced my welding hand with my thumb. Let's have a little look at that, give it a quick brush. Don't normally bother, but I want to see what this looks like. It doesn't look bad to me. My average welding, I'm quite pleased with that. So we'll do another one. See how it goes. Mark the centre. And what these are for, these you might be wondering what they are. They're for putting white lines on the road. They're for doing the letters and bits that the machines can't get to. I don't know if you watched my earlier video of the jugs, but they, for the same company, they put the hot plastic in the jug and then pour it into these moulds and use it, pull it along the road by hand, doing some of the signs like the stops and the slows, or as I say, bits that they can't get the machines up to. So that's what they're for, which is why they've got to be a specific size. So there's another one done. Let's get it in the daylight and have a quick proper look. Right, well, as I say, my average welding, I'm pleased with that. That's a good everyday commercial job. It ain't going to fall apart. I'm pleased with that. So, overall, Hobbyweld 5, it's a good guess. Yeah, really pleased with that. You see, it's a thin tube, and I didn't have to turn down my setting. I'm using 1mm wire, so it's pretty good. So, give the guys at Hobbyweld a call, either on the website or email, telephone call, or even call into your local supplier. Tell them I sent you. Won't make any difference, but I'm sure they'll be pleased to know that you found their site via me. I'll put all the details in the description, and I think this will be good for a lot of people. So thanks for watching.